Hey Yankees fans, welcome to Yankees Rumors and News, your go-to spot for the latest buzz and updates about our team. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a scoop. The New York Yankees are in that familiar place where expectations are sky high. The payroll is already staggering, and the front office has to decide whether to keep spending like a casino or to get clever and find value in places others overlook. After the Cody Bellinger signing, the message is loud and clear. This winter will not be about chasing pitchers in free agency. It will be about tightening the belt, avoiding the headline-grabbing splashes, and hoping that the roster already assembled can be molded into a championship contender. Without another expensive arm, let's be honest, Freddie Peralta was the dream. The Yankees had eyes on him, and it made sense. Outside of Tarik Skubal, there simply weren't many starters available who could make a real difference. Peralta was the cleanest, most obvious option for a team that desperately needed rotation help. And now that he's off to the Mets, the Yankees are left staring at a hole that won't be filled with a free agent. That's not speculation, it's a reality that MLB.com single quotes as Mark Feinsand made plain after the Bellinger deal. The Yankees aren't expected to chase any of the remaining free agent starters, including the likes of Framber Valdez, Zach Gallen, Chris Bassitt, or Lucas Giolito. That is a significant shift in mindset. The Yankees have always been known for buying their way into contention, but this winter, it's not about buying, it's about optimizing. Bellinger was the missing piece for the lineup, and now that puzzle has been completed, the next moves will be smaller, more surgical, and more financially cautious. The big splash has been made, and the front office seems determined to avoid another splash that would send payroll into orbit. So why the restraint? It's not a mystery. The Yankees' payroll is already projected to be enormous next season. Spotrac has them tabbed for a figure that most teams would drool over. And yet New York has still been careful with its spending. The avoidance of Tatsuya Imai is a perfect example of that. His deal was much less than many expected, and yet the Yankees passed. That tells you everything you need to know. This is not a franchise that is simply throwing money at every available name. They are being strategic, and they are cautious. That caution is even more understandable when you consider the pitchers still available. Framber Valdez is a strong arm, no doubt, but he's also the type of pitcher who will demand a long-term contract with big money attached. The Yankees have a natural excuse to avoid him, too. Valdez has a reputation for being difficult to manage, and the Yankees have already seen it firsthand. His public friction with catcher Cesar Salazar was not a quiet private issue. It was a storyline that played out in real time. When Trent Grisham hit a home run off Valdez after that altercation, it wasn't just a moment on the field. It was a sign of a pitcher who may not fit the culture the Yankees want in their clubhouse. Zach Gallen is another pitcher who would have made sense on paper. He is one of the best available, and the Yankees could have used him, but his market is complicated. The Arizona Diamondbacks slapped him with a qualifying offer, which changes the calculus for teams like the Yankees. The presence of draft pick compensation makes the deal more difficult, and it's a headache that New York simply doesn't need right now. They have already made their major investment with Bellinger, and they are not eager to get bogged down in another negotiation that might not deliver the desired result. Then there's Chris Bassitt and Lucas Giolito. Both are solid, experienced arms, but neither offers the kind of transformational upside that would justify a huge investment. Bassitt is reliable, but he's not the ace the Yankees desperately crave. Giolito is talented, but he has been inconsistent and has a history of injury issues. The Yankees could certainly sign either one, but it would be more of a band-aid than a solution. And with the money they already have committed, it's hard to argue that a band-aid is what they need. So if the Yankees aren't going to buy a starter, what will they do? The answer is that they will likely look for bullpen help and internal development, with the bench already looking pretty set. Named Rosario, Oswaldo Cabrera, Jason Dominguez, and potentially Spencer Jones. The emphasis will shift to depth. The bullpen is where championships are often won or lost, and the Yankees know this better than most. A dominant bullpen can make up for a shaky rotation, and a weak bullpen can doom a team even if the starting pitching is excellent. But here's the problem. Bullpen pieces are expensive too, especially when you're looking for elite relievers. The Yankees will need to balance the desire for dominance with the reality of the payroll. That's where the creativity comes in. They might look for undervalued relievers, bounce-back candidates, or players with a track record of success who can be acquired without breaking the bank. The key will be finding arms who can close games, not just eat innings. That brings us to the most intriguing possibility of all, a surprise trade. This winter could be quiet, but it could also be the kind of off-season where the Jeff Passan notification hits, and everyone suddenly realizes the Yankees have pulled off something no one saw coming. The history of this franchise is full of those moments. Think back to 2021, when the Yankees acquired Isiah Kiner-Falefa and Josh Donaldson in a single move. At the time, it felt like a gamble, but it addressed two needs at once and reshaped the roster. Or think about last year, when the Yankees made a bold move for Devin Williams, an impact reliever who instantly upgraded the bullpen. Those deals were surprising, yes, but they were also the kind of strategic moves that can change the trajectory of a season. If the Yankees pull off another unexpected trade, it could be the difference between a good team and a championship contender. The question is, what kind of trade would that be? Would it be a move for a shortstop or a second baseman? Would it be a move for an ace starter? Or would it be a move for a dominant reliever who can close games and stabilize the late innings? The possibilities are endless. And that's what makes this winter so fascinating. The Yankees have a lot of money invested, a roster that is strong but not perfect, and a front office that is capable of pulling a rabbit out of a hat. But the bigger question is whether the Yankees will accept the reality of their situation. They have built a lineup that is dangerous, and the addition of Bellinger makes it even more formidable, but the rotation still needs work, and the bullpen will always be a concern in the Bronx. If the Yankees choose to stand pat and rely on what they already have, they are banking on health, internal development, and the hope that the stars will align. That's a risky bet. The Yankees have learned the hard way that relying on hope rarely leads to championships. They have also learned that the free agent market is unpredictable. You can spend a fortune on a pitcher, and he may not deliver. You can sign a superstar, and he may not fit the team. The Yankees have seen it all, and yet they still have a tendency to chase the big names. This time, though, they seem to be taking a different path. They are saying, in effect, we are done chasing starters in free agency. They are looking for the next arm elsewhere, whether through trades, internal promotions, or cheaper signings. It's a more conservative approach, but it could also be a smarter one. If the Yankees can find a rotation piece without paying a premium, they will have created value, and if they can strengthen the bullpen without blowing up the payroll, they will have built a team capable of competing at the highest level. The truth is that the Yankees are at a crossroads. They can either continue to spend aggressively and hope for the best, or they can get creative and build a team that is balanced, resilient, and adaptable. The Bellinger signing was the headline. The real story will be what happens next. If the Yankees can pull off a surprise trade, or if they can find hidden gems in the bullpen, they may have a chance to make noise in the postseason. But if they do nothing, or if they make a move that feels like a compromise rather than a solution, the criticism will be loud. The Yankees are a franchise that is judged by championships, not by payroll or ambition. Fans will accept the effort, but they will not accept mediocrity. The expectations are too high, and the pressure is always present. If you're enjoying the updates, drop a like and let us know in the comments your thoughts on this rumor. The whispers in the baseball world have never been louder. And if you've been paying attention to the rumor mill, you already know that Cody James Bellinger, the dynamic outfielder and first baseman, is inching closer to one of the most storied franchises in all of sports. Yes, that's right, the New York Yankees. Sources close to the situation suggest that this isn't just another fleeting speculation. Insiders claim the deal is closer than ever, a phrase that in baseball circles carries an almost electrifying weight. Imagine it, a player with Bellinger's blend of power, speed, and defensive versatility potentially donning the pinstripes, stepping onto Yankee Stadium's hallowed turf, and bringing his unique brand of impact to a team that has long been synonymous with both history and championship expectations. The mere idea of Bellinger walking into that locker room has already set social media ablaze, with fans dissecting every tweet, every cryptic post, and every subtle nod from management, trying to gauge the authenticity of what could be a transformative signing. The narrative around Bellinger's career is one of evolution and resilience, having already made his mark with the Los Angeles Dodgers, a team where he honed his skills and claimed recognition as one of the league's premier talents. He has also carried his bat and glove to the Chicago Cubs and most recently, the Yankees themselves, but this time, as a free agent, the circumstances are different. There's an air of anticipation that feels almost tangible, the kind that makes the baseball community hold its collective breath. The question on everyone's mind is not whether Bellinger is capable of contributing. That has never been in doubt, but how the Yankees plan to integrate a player of his caliber into a roster that is always under the microscope and constantly balancing the weight of legacy with the hunger for current success. The speculation doesn't end at the roster, it extends to clubhouse dynamics, lineup configurations, and even the ripple effect his arrival might have on future trades and acquisitions. Analysts have begun to parse the potential fit, drawing comparisons to historical power hitters who transition between teams of equal pedigree. The conversation is electric, almost feverish. Because Bellinger isn't just a name, he's a statement for a franchise like the Yankees, which operates under the constant gaze of media scrutiny and fan expectation. Every move is a headline, every signing a possible turning point in their season. Imagine the headlines, the highlight reels, the late-inning heroics, all scenarios that fans and pundits alike can't help but conjure in their minds as they speculate on this potential blockbuster. And while nothing is officially confirmed, multiple insiders have hinted at conversations reaching an advanced stage, negotiations that suggest both sides are seriously considering a future that could redefine the team's trajectory. The financial angle is another layer that fuels the speculation. With Bellinger now a free agent, his market value has become a hot topic among sports economists and analysts, as well as fans who obsessively track salary figures and contract projections. The Yankees, known for their willingness to invest in elite talent, have reportedly shown interest in structuring a deal that balances both immediate impact and long-term strategic flexibility. While exact numbers remain under wraps, the mere discussion of Bellinger in pinstripes has ignited a frenzy across fan forums, Twitter threads, and YouTube channels, where armchair analysts debate the merits, risks, and potential returns of acquiring a player with such high upside and significant name recognition. Every subtle hint from team executives, every cryptic comment from Bellinger's camp, and even the smallest transaction involving other players seems to feed into the growing narrative that a move may be imminent. What makes this speculation even more captivating is the human element. Cody Bellinger is more than just stats and highlight reels. He's a personality, a competitor who has been through highs and lows, a figure who brings with him not just talent, but the intangible qualities that can energize a clubhouse. Fans speculate endlessly about how his presence might influence team morale, leadership hierarchies, and the development of younger players. Imagine a young prospect in the Yankees system learning from Bellinger, absorbing his approach to the game, the discipline, the preparation, and perhaps even the mental resilience that has defined his journey. That is the kind of ripple effect that can't be captured in box scores, but is often felt in the subtle ways that championship teams distinguish themselves from merely good teams. Meanwhile, the media frenzy shows no sign of slowing down. Social platforms are buzzing with memes, fan art, and hypothetical lineup charts, each iteration sparking debate and excitement. Commentators on popular sports networks have been dissecting every past performance, every clutch moment, and every injury history detail, weighing them against the Yankees' current roster needs. Is there room for him at first base? Will he play more in the outfield? How will his left-handed bat influence matchups against the league's best pitchers? These questions are being asked in real time, and while they have no definitive answers yet, the mere act of asking them signals that Bellinger's potential arrival is already shaping the conversation around the team. Even before a contract is signed, of course, rumors of this magnitude always come with caveats. There is a delicate dance in professional sports between expectation and reality, between speculation and confirmation. But when multiple sources independently hint at an imminent agreement, when phrases like closer than ever are used repeatedly, the anticipation reaches a level that few fan communities can ignore. The notion of a player like Bellinger in a Yankees uniform conjures images of iconic moments from past decades, tying together a legacy of legendary athletes with the promise of new chapters yet to be written. And for fans, that blend of history, drama, and potential greatness is exactly what makes sports irresistible. Every conversation, every tweet, every rumor becomes part of a larger narrative, a collective dream of what might be possible. In essence, the story of Cody Bellinger and the Yankees, whether it culminates in a signing or remains a tantalizing what-if, has captured the imagination of the baseball world. It's a narrative filled with power, promise, and the ever-present allure of speculation. As Discussions continue behind closed doors and as fans hold their breath for official word. One thing is clear, the possibility of Bellinger in pinstripes represents more than just a transaction. It represents hope, excitement, and a reminder of why sports, above all else, is about storytelling, the kind that keeps people talking long after the dust has settled. The next chapter of this saga is tantalizingly close. And whether it unfolds as a headline-grabbing signing or a twist no one sees coming, the mere rumor has already left an indelible mark on the imagination of every baseball fan. Who dares to dream about what could be? Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you stay up to date with every Yankees rumor and news. See you in the next video.